This week in our series of reports on UFOs, we learned a number of things. That not everybody who sees a UFO is crazy, that our government has lied about UFO information, that it's withheld UFO files, and even spied on UFO witnesses. We've also heard from scientists who say life elsewhere in the universe is virtually a certainty. And we heard that a majority of Americans believe that UFOs are real and come from space. Tonight, in part 5 of his report, George Knapp introduces us to a local man with an amazing and disturbing story. George.
As a child in the early 1990s, I remember a story making its way across television that captivated the entire world. Since those early years, I always wanted to someday visit the arid landscape where this story takes place. The story is evidence to some and a fairy tale to others. I'm packing up optical gear, camera equipment, and getting the truck ready for an adventure out into the arid desert heat.
Whoever is running the show up at S4 is perpetrating a fraud on the American people and on the scientific community. We intend to have much more about this story, about the operation up there on Monday and beyond. This is by no means the end of this series of reports. In fact,
we're heading out to explore one of the craziest stories ever told. And that story takes place at Area 51. It's a long road to Rachel, Nevada, and because of that, it provided an opportunity to explore along the way. And with a story like this, what a better place to start than somewhere that looks like a distant planet. The story of Bob Lazar isn't just a favorite of mine, but a favorite of millions of people from everywhere on Earth. When the story broke, it was seemingly absorbed into the psyche of mankind. Many stories of this nature tend to crumble over time. This one, however, seems to be growing a stronger foundation. On this trip, we'll be meeting up with our friend Caleb Baker, who leans further into the skeptical side of this story. At least, for now. There's more going on in the universe than I think any of us can comprehend. There's a lot of weird stuff that's always happening. And so it's fun to entertain. And so even if you're a skeptic, this is gonna be a fun video. And I'm not out here to try to convince you of anything, but I'm just here to tell the story because I've always been fascinated with it. And I think going there with a 4-wheel drive and camping out for the weekend, making a video out of it, this is just gonna be awesome. And for me, this is a dream come true.
Being here with Baker is going to be really great because it's like believers and skeptics, which will honestly be really interesting. We go out and we're staring at the sky every single night, and we have binoculars and we love to stare at the stars, and then if you do that enough, you just see something eventually.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't looking up.
Well, there's several, actually 9 flying saucers, flying discs that are out there of extraterrestrial origin.
In 1989, a mysterious man codenamed Dennis went public, claiming that he was working to reverse engineer alien spacecraft in a facility called Area S4, located about 10 miles south of Area 51. Not long after, he revealed his true identity, Robert Lazar, a man with a long history of propulsion and energy experimentation. In high school, he built a jet-powered bicycle as well as a DIY particle accelerator in his bedroom. He claims he later went on to earn a master's degree in physics from MIT and electrical engineering from Caltech, though neither has records of his attendance. As time went on, he eventually built a jet-powered Honda Civic, which he famously drove to work. And according to Lazar, it was this kind of unconventional engineering that attracted the attention of those running the S4 program. His claims of working at Los Alamos Labs met scrutiny, despite a 1982 newspaper article referring to him as a physicist at the lab. After going public with his claims, records of his education and employment seemingly vanished. Many more of his claims were ridiculed in the media, including his descriptions of a biometric hand scanner used at Area S4, his assertion that the craft ran on an undiscovered element called Element 115, and his claim that these vehicles flew by generating their own gravitational fields. The world labeled this man a fraud and a liar.
I am telling the truth. I've tried to prove that. What's going on up there could be the most important event in history. You're talking about contact, physical contact and proof from another system, another planet, another intelligence. That's got to be the biggest event in history, period.
And it's real.
And it's real and it's there.
Right now, we're heading out of camp and we're gonna make our way towards Nevada. There's so much cool story around Area 51 and Area S4, and we're gonna dive more into that story as we go. But I'm just excited to get out there, get boots on the ground, and just see the place. So we're all packed up, we're gonna get down the trail. We're quickly getting closer to Nevada, and I found an elevated campsite in an old ghost town using our navigation software, Onyx Off-Road. It looks like we'll have a mostly unobstructed view of the airspace, and hopefully moving higher will give us a little bit of a break from the upcoming desert heat. All right, we have made it to Nevada, and we came up into the hills here to camp out for a night. Baker had some troubles with his Toyota, so he's at the dealership. It slowed him down a little bit, so we thought we'd come up into the mountains here, and we're at an old mining site, the Delamar mining site. And so we came up here, we found a really cool camping area where we can overlook everything. And in the distance are the mountains that we're gonna go check out in the next couple days. And tonight we're gonna get out the night vision a little bit and look around just for fun. And we have a vast view of the mountainscape over here. Those mountains, I believe, are the direction of Area 51, Area S4, all the stuff that we're here to see. And it's so cool to have a vast view of all of this right here. Our first night under the Nevada sky doesn't disappoint. We can hear aircraft everywhere, but many are hard to spot. Oh, they're in a formation. Wait, what am I seeing? My camera's picking up something else. My camera is able to pick up lights that we can't actually see with the naked eye. As darkness falls, we can observe the sky with the PVS-14 night vision device. This technology amplifies light by up to 50,000 times. Night vision has helped us spot both unusual activity and more common occurrences like this. Clusters of Starlink satellites, which are the most frequently reported objects mistaken for UAPs in the night sky. The temperatures have dropped. It is good sleeping temperatures, and that's all you can ask for on a trip like this in the desert. So we're wrapping up for the night. Baker will hopefully have his truck done at Toyota by mid-morning, and then he can make his way towards us. All right, so until tomorrow.
This finally brings us to the power source.
The years following Lazar's claims brought both opportunity and controversy for the now infamous scientist. One of his major claims was the existence of element 115. It was an undiscovered element and it drew heavy scientific scrutiny. Lazar claimed that the element was so dense and heavy that it could not be made on Earth. According to documents that he saw during his time at Area S4, Lazar said element 115 could occur naturally in other parts of the universe, specifically in systems with binary stars. In 1991, Lazar released a video detailing how the alien craft operated, how they were powered, and how element 115 fueled their propulsion system. He described the vehicles as flying belly first, turning vertically to manipulate gravity, not horizontally like traditional aircraft or the way Hollywood often portrays. One of Lazar's key claims was that the alien technology used waveguides to control gravitational waves for propulsion. This idea was widely dismissed by mainstream science, which focused on the theory that gravity operated through hypothetical particles known as gravitons. Around this same time, a new company was formed with an aim to privately fund Lazar's research into element 115, and this company was created by none other than billionaire Robert Bigelow. I dive a little deeper into Bigelow and Bigelow Aerospace in my video, The Journey to Skinwalker Ranch.
I understand you took some 115 home with you to do some testing on your own.
I obtained it, yeah.
As the 90s pushed on, Lazar slowly started to disappear from the UFO world. He stopped speaking at conferences, avoided interviews, and focused on private business ventures. Then, in 2003, a group of scientists synthesized a new element with the atomic number 115. It was unstable, decaying in milliseconds, and while it didn't exhibit the gravitational warping properties Lazar described, the mere existence of element 115 gave many people pause, because after all, he had discussed it extensively over a decade earlier. And finally, after years of denial, in 2013, for the first time, the CIA officially acknowledged the existence of Area 51. This story is brought to you by Overland of America. This show centers around adventures and the stories about those adventures. Hit miles of trails in your rig, cool down in the lazy river, and then grab your snacks and head over to the Short Film Festival to watch never-before-seen videos from some of your favorite creators. Grab your tickets using the QR code or link in the description and support the most fun adventure expo that you're gonna find. I really hope that I see you there. Oh, there he is. So down there is Delamar Lake. I thought it'd be cool to go check that out because it used to be for emergency landing and experimental aircraft. So it kind of seems like it fits the theme of this video. So we're gonna go meet Caleb Baker and Michael Pruitt down there right now. Caleb Baker is just into mysteries as we are, and he was the perfect person to meet up with to collaborate on this trip. He's gonna have a unique perspective because this entire story is new to him. And because of that, he's definitely more skeptical. Good to see you.
Oh yeah, man.
Glad you guys made it. I'm glad the truck made it.
Yes.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you guys.
Oh, I love your shirt.
Yes, had to.
Good to see you.
And good to see you as well.
My kids we were catching up on a lot of your videos before we came to, and my kids were like, "Is Blue gonna be there?" And I was like, "I don't know. I guess we'll find out, but I'll let you guys know."
She's peeking her head out right now.
Oh man, I'm so glad we're done.
Yeah,
All the truck
I
stuff.
bet.
It went out before we hit the Grand Canyon, and I was like, I'm not going back. Like, we're not canceling.
Right.
So,
Right. Also, you had that epic spawn.
yes.
Oh yeah.
That was so
Oh man,
cool.
it was so awesome.
The big story with this lake bed is that this used to be used for emergency landings and for experimental aircraft.
Oh cool.
So it just seemed like a cool spot to stop along the way. We're probably about 30 or 40 minutes away from Area 51 itself, which isn't the actual place that Bob Lazar said he worked at. It's part of that installation, but it's actually Area S4, which is like 10 miles south of Area 51. So we're gonna start making our way towards the actual base here shortly. There are certain things that Bob Lazar talked about back then, like the fact that he rode on this bus that went into the military base, blacked out windows and everything. I wanna be front and center. I wanna see the buses. I wanna see the white F-150s that have the camo dude sitting in them. I think it'll just be cool to capture all that. Anyway, we're gonna pack up and start making our way towards the base. We're just mere miles from entering the BLM land that surrounds the legendary Area 51. You only get a chance to visit a place for the first time once. And I'm gonna cherish every minute of it. This is gonna be incredible. All right, we're gonna divvy these up. I'll put one here and here. So if you guys come through the extraterrestrial highway, if you see my sticker, make sure and tag us in it. I'm sure it'll get covered up in no time. FJ. I feel bad covering up other people's stickers though. You don't got a choice. Brings a little color in there. Oh, right under Baker for sure.
So you cover mine, we're gonna have problems.
It's pretty fun. All right, we got to do a group photo for sure. With at least some of our tourist duties out of the way, we've made it onto the dirt that surrounds the mysterious Area 51. It's almost poetic they were greeted by an aircraft breaking the sound barrier.
Did you guys hear that?
That was a sonic boom from them testing aircraft.
Like I felt it in my chest. Like someone kicked me. You see the truck?
Yeah, that's one of the camo dudes. Oh, crazy.
That are watching, and we can't go past this sign.
Yeah, this isn't the gate I thought it was.
If you lean forward and put your arms back and run really fast, they can't shoot you.
Yeah,
Naruto run. We have made it to the perimeter of Area 51, and this is Groom Lake Road. This is where Bob Lazar claimed that he would get on the bus and ride into the site to basically go to work on the days that they called him in. And if you look behind me, there's an F-150 sitting up on the hillside, and basically they just have people that wait to make sure nobody's crossing lines and stuff, because it does happen quite often. And obviously we're not looking to do anything like that. We're gonna respect all the boundaries. I'm not trying to do anything stupid here, but it's fascinating to be here. And I have to say that it's a much prettier place than I expected. We did hear a sonic boom. I'm hoping we don't hear any of those in the middle of the night. Blue can't hear as good as she used to, but still I don't want the dog to get spooked in the middle of the night. But they're doing all sorts of testing out here, so who knows what we're gonna see or hear. And it's really cool to lay eyes on it and be here in person. It's very exciting. But I think now we're gonna get out here and try to find us a campsite. I'm so excited tonight to blow Caleb Baker and Michael's socks off with the night vision. They're gonna be blown away by looking through that thing.
But like that's nice and flat and round and let's see. But this is a spot, obviously.
Crazy, it's like airbrushing. As expected, the security that protects the perimeter of the base hasn't lost track of us. We're positioned where they can't see us from their perch, but they're making sure to let us know that we haven't gone unnoticed.
Part of me is like, yeah, like either just come on up or leave.
Right?
From what I understand, there's actually fake plants and stuff out here in different places that are like mic'd and stuff.
That's what Natalia was telling me earlier.
Yeah, and like hikers and stuff, supposedly like hiking around the mountains, they'll come across them and it's just like a fake Joshua tree or whatever, cactus. And they're all, and I mean, it makes sense because even if it wasn't related to any of the weird stuff, they're still protecting like top secret stuff.
Well, sure, yeah. And if you wanted to, you could come here, camp on this perimeter, wait till it got dark, and then like hike back up through there. They could have like heat surveillance on this whole area and just watching our bodies walk around. It is funny how they just like nose in and just sit there and stare at you. It's like a weird intimidation thing. It's bizarre.
I wanted to wave at him.
I didn't.
Now that the sun has set, the temperatures are dropping, the camo dudes seem to be backing off, and the sky is beginning to come alive. Intensely bright blue and red stationary lights were shining above these clouds right until I grabbed my camera. We could tell by the intensity of these lights that whatever it was relatively close, but none of us can see it with the naked eye. Zooming in on the footage, however, exposes two what looked to be triangular-shaped craft, and these were making no noise and they were not moving. We are overlooking this 360 degrees of mountains up here. Man, it is so pretty. This is phenomenal. This is seriously one of the coolest campsites I think I've been at in general. Not to mention Area 51 is right there. I personally believe that Bob Lazar was working with an unknown technology. The whole thing with this story is that it is obviously not created by us, but it doesn't necessarily mean it wasn't created here. I don't know what it is. I don't think anybody who's watching this video actually knows what it is. So it's one of those things that it's so fun to just think about it. People shut this stuff off so quickly. And I think it's fun to think about these things. Certain tribes of the Native Americans believed we came from the stars. And a lot of other cultures did as well. And even like some of the Aboriginals, I believe it is, have paintings from thousands of years ago of star systems that we didn't discover until the 1900s. That kind of stuff exists. It's so weird. There's so much weird stuff happening, and none of us understand it. This is a mystery we may never solve, and that's why it's so much fun. And if mysteries are going to get me into places like this, then I want to look into more mysteries. This is awesome.
I'm constantly thinking about like why people are so skeptical when it comes to this whole thing. Like, why is it like instantly paint the person as a moron, or you know what I mean? Like if we're some sort of fringe goofball. Or
back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, early 1900s, spiritualism became a thing, like seances and all that stuff. And there were so many hoaxers, so many people pulling hoax and pranks, that it became a thing where you couldn't really believe it. And before that, there were so many open minds to just other things. And science and religion were, you know, both magical in the sense. And then spiritualism came about and really created a large group of skeptics that then grouped everything fringe into that. We're in the era of skepticism.
People don't like to get got.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a gotcha moment to happen to them.
Yeah, they don't want to be the idiot.
People are constantly sharing stuff online, and then you get hit with the Snopes, and then it's like now I look like an idiot. So a lot of times, and I find myself doing this too, a lot of times it's just like, well, I'd rather say nothing at the risk of looking like a fool than I would actually share anything. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
I think some people, if they don't understand something or makes them uncomfortable, they have to make light of it.
I mean, I've been watching all this stuff since I was a kid, like I've said, and it just always seemed like there's certain people where you can listen to them on a podcast or on an old documentary and you're like, this guy is full of it. You know it right away. And we've all seen those people. And they give the whole thing a bad name and they're just writing books and stuff, trying to sell stuff. But then there's some of these guys that pop up where you're just like, okay, this guy's like the Lazar thing. He seems very intelligent. He's truly a scientist. He didn't write a book for a number of years. Like, those kinds of people pop up.
When you were talking, there was a bright light that showed up over here and just went away at some point.
I thought I was looking at Tyler at one point when you were talking.
See it?
Yeah, I saw something out of the corner of my eye, but I didn't see it well.
I didn't either. It was definitely a peripheral thing, but it was like, oh, then it went away.
We got to get on you guys this first time looking through night vision.
Oh yeah, we gotta do that.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, so they say that it's 50,000 times more light than you can see with your naked eye.
Holy cow.
It was absolutely insane.
Dude,
just looking at these hills, I can like
so crazy.
I can pick out trees and like stuff that my eyes right now. Gosh, dude.
There was a satellite that was moving like as fast as I'm pointing across the sky a minute ago.
This is insane. It's like I'm looking at the hills in the daylight.
Yeah, that was crazy too. Like the sky is one thing, but then looking at these black hills and seeing like, oh, there's the trees and there's. You can see why this is illegal in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Because it's like military only should have this sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, something flashed. Did you see that?
Outside of the dozens of satellites caught in their orbit, the sky has gone mostly quiet for the night.
We can observe the effects of gravity, but we have no idea what it is.
Over the years, Lazar went mostly quiet and back to focusing on his science projects, such as his hydrogen-powered Corvette.
The budget of one day in Iraq, this entire system would be available to everybody.
While he attempted to leave the S-4 story in the past, he had no idea just how much attention it would receive once again in the coming years. In 2015, scientists at LIGO detected gravitational waves for the first time, proving that space-time can ripple under extreme conditions, a concept Lazar described in 1989, and though this theory comes from the early 1900s, in the 80s it was not widely believed. In 2017, the New York Times published the now famous UAP expose revealing the existence of the Pentagon's secret UFO investigation unit, ATIP, the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, and it was the government's first public acknowledgement that UFOs were being studied seriously. In 2018, filmmaker Jeremy Corbell released the documentary Bob Lazar, Area 51 and Flying Saucers. It reignited public interest in Lazar's story, bringing it to a global audience. During production, Lazar's scientific supply lab was raided by the FBI, and it's assumed they're looking for the element 115 that he claimed to have obtained in the early 90s. In this film, Corbell also found the hand scanner that Lazar spoke about all the way back when the story first broke.
They have a hand reader. I was told that it has to do something where it measures the bright light measures the bones in your finger.
I can't believe you found a picture of this. It's exactly how it was.
In 2019, Lazar appeared on the Joe Rogan Experience, where he expanded on his original claims.
Now, if the craft is sitting in the air and you walk underneath it and look up, you actually cannot see the craft. The light bends around it. You're bending gravity, bends light.
One of the wildest claims on the show is that he was informed that at least one of these craft came from an archaeological dig, meaning that it's ancient.
If you have a machine that makes gravity, you can pretty much do anything. You can affect time, you can have force fields, all that stuff that's in science fiction becomes reality if you have a machine that can make gravity. And what we worked on in the desert was a machine that makes gravity.
In 2020, the United States government officially released the gimbal video, footage of a strange object rotating midair, flying on its side. This maneuver mirrors exactly how Lazar described the alien craft moving, not like a jet, but belly first, manipulating gravity itself. By 2023, congressional hearings on UAPs were in full swing. High-ranking officials and military personnel began coming forward as whistleblowers.
We're talking here about retrieved, non-human technology, aren't we?
Yes.
Despite public pressure, efforts to move these testimonies to a SCIF, which is a secure, classified setting, were repeatedly delayed or blocked. Now, in 2025, a new documentary in VR experience called Project Gravitor is set to launch. The most compelling feature is a fully realized 3D model of Area S4 built from Lazar's memories and descriptions, down to the extension cables in the hangars. And since Area S4 doesn't officially exist, We'll have to wait for future whistleblowers to confirm this 3D replica. As they say, the truth is stranger than fiction. Is this all part of somebody's imagination, or has this story been true all along?
As soon as I woke up this morning, I jumped out of the camper and I came up the hill just so I could sit here and wait for the employee bus that goes in and out of this place that Lazar talked about. And it's just kind of one of those famous things that you can see going down Groom Lake Road. So I thought I'd get up here. I thought they were coming. I don't know how punctual of a schedule they have, but I do see some dust clouds rolling down the trail now.
Blacked out windows, hauling ass down Groom Lake Road. I have to wonder who's on board and what they're working on. As exciting as this spot has been, we want to see the main gate, and quite frankly, it's too hot to just sit idle out here. So into the climate control of the trucks and on to our next destination. A place that we will absolutely, positively see an alien. While some of the local businesses are part of this story, some have popped up just to capitalize on it.
An abduction in every bottle.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about this store. And everybody says it's kind of gimmicky, and it is, but it's awesome. I'm definitely buying some stuff in here. This is super fun.
They have it in green or silver.
Green.
Should I get it?
While the trinket shop is fun to see, there's historical significance down the road at the town's watering hole that's been there since the mid-70s. It's said that back then, military personnel would come in for drinks and tell some truly wild stories.
So yeah, we stopped at the Little Alien to eat, and they were not allowing filming inside. There's a bunch of signs everywhere. If you come through this area, this is way cooler to check out than the gift shop is, and also stopping in to get a drink just looks like it'd be a lot of fun. But we came in the mid-afternoon, so we're not doing that. We're gonna make our way to the other gate.
Okay, so I mapped this out, and this is totally my fault. I was hoping to see the main gate, and I thought that's where this was, because it's kind of a tourist, it's not really a tourist attraction, but it's the cool gate. It's the one with, it's got all the cameras and stuff. I thought that's what this was, and I don't even know where we're at right now. So we came down this road, which is cool exploring the area. It kind of gives us excuses to go up and down some of these trails, but I know the military doesn't exactly, they're not thrilled by that. So I think we're gonna go explore and see if we can find another gate farther down. But anyway, I would like to see the main gate. I just don't know how far away it is. I don't know if this is the place we actually want to be tonight. So we'll probably drive down the road a little bit more and then reconvene. Oh, there's a white truck.
Where did he come from?
He came from down the hill.
He's coming up here to watch us?
Yeah, I think so. Which this isn't at all what I wanted to see in like...
Yeah, look, we gotta go to the main gate.
Maybe he can tell us.
Yeah, let's go ask him. Perhaps my mind was a little too adventurous when determining where the main gate might be. Because our last option is straight down the widest and most maintained dirt road that we've come across. Warning signs, security cameras, spotlights, and radio antennas give a true sense of security around this facility. while we've been camping at what I feel are probably the actual more interesting parts of this place, seeing the main gate is really cool. I'm sure the military's not excited that this has become a tourist attraction, but there's been people coming in and out whenever we're here. And so it's just the main face of Area 51. So it's really cool to see it.
It's obvious, don't go past this, where the other ones were like, there's a sign that's telling you all these reasons why you shouldn't go past it, or like, you know, and the white truck's coming up, or there's a small gate, but this is like, you look like you're gonna get shot if you walk past it.
It's kind of ominous because there's nobody out. And
Right.
it's just like, people are walking up to it. There's signs about various things, don't take pictures here, stuff like that. People are still doing that, but it's just dead silent. And so now that we're done checking out the main gate, we're gonna go out and find camping. This side of the mountains is not, it's still pretty, but it's not as pretty as where we were. There's no Joshua trees over here. This is more of a barren desert landscape. It's pretty with the mountain views and stuff, but it's just not quite the same. So I have no idea what to expect because I really didn't plan much camping over here. I just figured we'd figure it out. And we've been seeing really weird stuff without the night vision even.
Yeah.
These guys saw it too. There was all sorts of flashing lights in the sky. Of course, we're over a military base. So most of that stuff, all that stuff is probably just military aircraft, but who goes to say that some of that technology doesn't come from backwards engineered alien spacecraft? It's fun to think about out here.
Seeing the main gate of one of the most secretive places in the United States, if not the entire world, was incredible to see. But with how locked off this place is, our time is better spent heading into the trails to see if we can set up for the night to observe the sky.
So something that struck me when we were back there at that, the gift shop, we were kind of walking around, there's two very different vibes going on out here. There's like the quirky and the lighthearted and the fun, alien tequila, buy your t-shirt, extraterrestrial highways, stick your sticker on, jump in the air, take a picture. It's like all this fun kind of touristy stuff. And then the other side of it is like this much more secretive, military, sometimes dark, thing. And I just couldn't help but wonder if I was running a military base that I didn't want anyone to know about, but word got out about it, I would want it surrounded by as much stuff to make light of what we were doing. I don't know, I just think that makes sense, but I'm curious what your thoughts are on that.
The first report that George Knapp did, who's the journalist that brought the whole Lazar story to the forefront, his whole thing was people were asking, wouldn't this be very hard to hide this secret? And the people at the base claim that it's the easiest secret to hide because nobody will believe it anyway. So I think if you're just poking fun at it and allowing people to poke fun at it and encouraging people to poke fun at it, then nobody will ever want to admit that they actually believe in this stuff.
We stormed the gates.
We made it.
We stormed the gates at Area 51. This is awesome. This is a fun trip.
Cheers.
That was better than here's to clapping alien cheeks or whatever. So which direction was the base?
It's that way.
Yep.
This is our last night out here in the Nevada desert. And tonight we are far enough off the beaten path and far enough away from any gates that we don't have to worry about any unexpected visitors. But we're still close enough to the base that we can look up and wonder what kind of technology could be flying around up there.
I did not. It started way over here.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like here, and it was like up, and then it stopped. And that's what caught my attention when it stopped. And then when it started moving this way.
Yeah, 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Will you light it up again with that laser?
Light up what I'm looking
at?
Just
point it right at it.
We all saw glimpses of unconventional lights in the sky on this trip. And whether they're man-made or not, it's exactly what we wanted to see while visiting Area 51.
Tyler and Natalia, both Michael and I were up with the sun, decided to go ahead and start the trek home. What a fun trip. Cannot say thank you enough for everything. You two are special folks, and I'm glad I know you. Talk soon, Caleb.
It was awesome to meet up with those guys.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to do more videos with Caleb for a long time. We have similar interests in this kind of stuff. And it was fun because even when we were in town, people were just, that's the discussion here. Everybody's excited about it. And it makes it a very fun place to come and just, I don't know, explore the idea of what could be happening out here. So all of us, whether through night vision or not, we all saw weird lights in the sky. Of course, we're at an Air Force base, so most likely it was that.
And that's why camping and this type of thing actually go together so much better than one would think, because you're out here exposed to everything all the time. And if you look up enough, you're gonna see something.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, and it's usually the times you don't expect to. When you're wanting to see something, you don't see something. And then out of nowhere, something streaks across the sky or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, this has been a very fun story to share and to film. We had a blast going down the lake bed and doing all that kind of stuff. It was just, this ended up being probably one of my favorite trips that I'm gonna have for quite some time. I hope to come back here again someday, but I'm glad that the first trip is no longer someday.
Over the past 35 years, the story of Bob Lazar and Area 51 has continued to make many question their reality. We are in an age where secrets are increasingly difficult to keep, and our own technology is beginning to make us wonder if anything is truly science fiction. And while it feels like we may never get a conclusion to this story, with bills like the UAP Whistleblower Protection Act on the horizon, who knows what the future might bring. But whether or not we learn what's sitting inside the hangars of Area S4, I'll continue to explore more of life's mysteries. Thank you so much for watching. Stay adventurous, stay curious, and stay weird.